Mr. Pink. Hi, Mr. Pink. How you doing today?
Good day, good day. Doing great.
We're going to start off with an update about the KY Fallguy situation. I know that several people have been asking for one of these, and we've been kind of like dragging our heels on it. I haven't really been fully satisfied with what's going on, and we're going to get an update on that. Mr. Pink, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Mr. Pink, and I'm an advocate. I'm a foot soldier, and a little L, some might say. And I'm just here to put in work, not here for fame or fortune, but for liberty and freedom.
Heck yeah. I think that we can all get behind that kind of intro for sure. Like, I'm totally on that train as well. Speaking of trains and stuff like that, how about we get started on this whole kangaroo court crap that's going on over there?
Funny you mentioned kangaroo court. Let's get cracking. Okay, so we got to talk about the charge. The charge is Kentucky. That's KY, not the loose, not the lube cream there, but Kentucky. And 524.040, intimidating a participant in a legal process. Breonna Taylor, the lady that was shot 8 times in Louisville, Kentucky. They had 87 protesters showed up at Daniel Cameron's, the Attorney General's and former partner of Frost Brown Todd, and that's the law firms. They were arrested. 87 people, cuff up, catched this charge, and that was on July 15th. And then July 17th, charges were dropped. 2 days. So just keep in mind that that's what Kentucky does. They hit people with this charge. Well, they do it for a reason. And that reason is to scoop people up, Portland, clear the streets, and silence. Shut it up. And we're seeing this over and over again. So let me just say that the Attorney General Criminal Investigation Department, Ed Price, wrote 4 sentences to Keith Taylor saying, we're not going to do anything. We're not going to help you out. And you're trying to use a criminal process in your civil case. Lo and behold, look who's doing what. The state of Kentucky has this criminal charge, one charge on Keith Taylor. And they put that on him on July 18th, 2019. Prior to that, and this is very important, I appreciate your time here. December 13th, 2018, if someone, we're going to keep names out for now, but they signed an affidavit saying Mr. Keith Taylor threatened them with songs off of Spotify. So that was an yes, welcome to Kentucky. Yep. So that's his threat, okay? And that's what's on the papers.
So hold on, I'm sorry. I just got to get that straight. They're claiming he threatened them because what did he send them some Spotify songs? Is that it?
Yes. Like Watch Your Back or, Peekaboo and all that kind of drama that they're just, but that's the beginning of the story. That's the beginning of the crises or the cover-up or the corruption. They're going to hit you with threatened by song. And then when Mr. Taylor, this was on July 11th. I need a police report for the 20 million pounds of stolen hemp for the Oklahoma district attorney to get permission to test on the January 2019 tractor-trailer traffic stop. So Mr. Taylor was trying to get permission to test the hot crop, because he knew that his Fiber Nova and Ella Campagna, the true Italian strain hemp, was his shit. And then they came for him to scoop him up, shut him up, get him out of the way. So marshals, the United States Marshals, showed up with a bullhorn on the 11th and called him out and cuffed him up. And then they transferred him to Van Nuys and then got into LA County Jail. Then on the 18th, he finally saw the indictment. Wait a second. You can't cuff somebody and then indict them. But nobody wants to investigate this. No one wants to dig in this because it's called a cover-up. And it's just sickening. And it's the haves versus the have-nots. So that's when the indictment came down. And then he was sitting in LA County Jail. And in September, they passed the 90 days of a governor's warrant. Andy Beshear, now the governor. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was months that he was in there, not just for like a few days or anything.
No, not a little overnight stay at all. So they went past the 90 days of a governor's warrant. So right there, Ben Crump, civil violation. And we're trying to get the ACLU, Southern California, looking into this, where Keith has photos and has showed up. They don't take walk-ins, but they know they've seen his face. So with that being said, just a couple more dates. In October 12th, he missed the public testimony in Washington, D.C. to allow farmers report on the Industrial Federal Hemp Pilot Program and Kentucky Department of Agriculture, what they were doing wrong. And he was to expose growing cannabis instead of hemp. So that is the Kentucky cornbread mafia that we know Mitchie Boy and James are all about. But nobody, they are too big to fall. And that's why we're doing this live podcast, to get the truth out and to see where the real patriots, to time to do some patriot shit, will start coming up. So December 12th, Mr. Taylor got released out on the street. No trial, no extradition to Kentucky, released like a dog out of a pound. Get hit. And then, as of May 12th, Kentucky State Police reports an open records report, case still open. That's all they had to say. So that is an update on the charge that 87 protesters had their charge dropped in 2 days. But because Mr. Taylor is in hemp and he exposed illegal cannabis by elected officials, politicians, folks. This is why it doesn't get legalized. This is why K Street makes the money, and the lobbyists, and the lawyers make the money. So we need people to rise up and help. Do you have any thoughts on that there?
Well, I wanted to point out that, like, you know, just so that people are aware, like, if you're watching this for the first time, we'll put a link down to the original interview with Keith. But, like, not only did this stuff disappear on him, but, like, it started showing back up again, and it was not in real good places. Like, it was being used to traffic illegal marijuana. Now, I don't personally believe in such thing as illegal marijuana, but the government does. And it just seems day in and day out, again and again, these motherfuckers are making up these rules they don't want to fucking follow.
It's the haves versus the have-nots.
Rules
it's not about being
but
poor.
Not for me.
Yep. It's the haves, the elitists, and we are finally seeing it. It is cracking now. The elitists are being exposed for having their cake and eat it too, and we know how that one went.
Yeah. Well, what's next? Like, what are the next steps and stuff like that? Like from here, where are you guys gonna where are they gonna go with this?
Well, I would like to go on to my next part, being an update of the investigations. Okay?
That's what I
So,
was asking for. I'm sorry, I must have I
that's
worded
okay.
that funny.
All good, all good. So, obstruction of justice is what we would say. 2 FBI agents said professional courtesy. So keep this in mind, that California, San Jose FBI have written 2 federal violations. 18208, and that is a public official collecting money, and 181031, and that is major fraud against the United States. So California, San Jose, Silicon Valley has sent that to Louisville, Kentucky. No open case, no investigation. They are sitting on it and covering it up. So that is Special Agent Robert James Brown. Special Agent Hannah has been in communication with Keith Taylor for over a year. And Special Agent Sean Miller. So I say their names because they are public employees. They are the ones to resign or be demoted or terminated, just like Spygate and Epic Times, and we'll get to that. But that's one thing. That's California trying to get Kentucky. We are now working on Tennessee FBI because of receiving stolen property at a processing plant in Tennessee. So we need to knock on their door and bring this before them and see if they do the same professional courtesy.
Right.
And then we have Oklahoma, and again, receiving stolen property, the 20 million pounds of hemp, and to get FBI Oklahoma City to be chirping at Louisville and say, come on, do something. You can't keep on covering this up forever. But it gets better. What we have been able to do, this is the update. We got to L. Stewart Platt, FBI OPR. They love their alphabet, boys. So that is Office of Professional Responsibility. That's who cracks the whip after the investigation of bad agents. So we got to Platt, and then Platt said you must speak to Douglas Leff, Leff. And he is the assistant director, and you can look him up on executive staff, and he is the assistant director of inspection division. So a package is being sent to Special Agent Leff, or Director Leff, and he already said this to Keith Taylor. How do you know they're not investigating? And it's a professional courtesy. So we know the games government plays.
Yeah,
okay?
The back and forth.
And that's exactly the runaround, the burn you down. So please know these names, and we'll have links and so forth. But that's where we are with the investigation. So we're cracking on. And so it is Leaf, it is Tennessee, Oklahoma, and once again, Kentucky needs to open an investigation. So within the next 2 weeks from this batshit shit storm we're taking on, we're going to see if they do indict or give some type of because they'll never say they're having an investigation. We understand that, but come on, okay? So that is what we are doing.
I don't understand it. It's kind of dumb.
No, it's manipulative. That's right. What it is. It's the haves controlling the cannabis and hemp markets, and it's all power and it's the have. So that is an
Well,
update
in
of
this
the
situation,
investigations.
the have-nots don't even have the information. Like, the mainstream media will not touch this shit. Like, we cannot.
Exactly.
The last time they touched this shit, they were trying to pull on the scandal a little bit, pull a little clickbait, I guess. But it was like a little bit in the local, and we haven't heard anything. And this stuff is spanning across states now, and people have
Yes.
not said anything. No mainstream media whatsoever will pick this stuff
Yes.
up. They will not tell
No.
you people about this shit. So, definitely we're gonna have to freaking share this shit and get these conversations going on out there. And
And we
honestly, we'll put some information down below where if you don't like what's going on, you can write representatives in the areas and stuff and yell at them about it. We'll put that stuff down there too.
and we'll give you the fax numbers and electronic fax blast and so forth. And we will have contact with the teams, Keith Taylor's team, and anybody that wants to swarm. We'll show you and work with you to swarm. Anonymity, because we don't want you to catch a charge either. So that's why we do what we do. So if I may, now just share who's on notice, okay? Because now that Douglas Leaf Leaf has entered the game, we will see if he is blowing us off and covering up. So with the FBI, you have DC, Kentucky, Tennessee, Oklahoma, California, 5 offices. And then you have Attorney General, Criminal Affairs. No, we won't investigate. So they're on record. And then we have California, Xavier Berisha. If I mispronounce that, sorry. But Xavier, we can't even get to the AG of California because it's an entire country out there. So if anybody lives in California and can help us get to Xavier and have him talk to Daniel, the Attorney General of Kentucky, and say, come on, man. Come on, man. So that is the FBI. Then moving forward, we have the lawyers on Keith's team. And I'm just doing a shout out because we really need people to really look at this. We went to Washington, D.C. Whistleblower Center, okay, WBC. And we got the directory, and we started calling and faxing and emailing attorneys that were in the directory saying, I am a whistleblower attorney. And 19 of them said pass. Okay? So just because your fancy little title is in a directory doesn't mean you got the balls or the guts to put in the fight. And so we do have one whistleblower attorney that WBC referenced. So that's a shout out to them saying they got off their duff. They took the information after they gave us the directory. And we're in talks. That's where we are. But then we have Bruce. We got 3 more. Bruce in California. Ben out in California. George Floyd's lawyer. All right. Family of George. So, Ben, we need you. Okay. And then Sam. And Sam is the attorney for Breonna Taylor's family. So he has experience. He knows Kentucky, and he knows how nasty it is. The shooter got a job in Cincinnati, Ohio. So that's how jacked up Kentucky is. So that is the lawyers. And then I have the politicians, the media, and the think tanks. But are there any questions about the FBI or the lawyers?
Not off the top of my head. That's quite a freaking spread of lawyers, though.
You have to. You got to dial them up, and you just got to have a team. Remember OJ, right? You know, that's California for you. It's a litigious team. America is a sick, litigious country. And the lawyers are afraid of the political powers behind all of this. And K Street doesn't want this to come out. All your little non-profits and free the weed and all that stuff. Okay, so Caroline Maloney is the majority oversight in reform. We have contacted her. We need your help, Caroline. We contacted Sherman over a year ago, and they are still no word back from USDA or USGA, Department of Ag.
Yeah.
Adam Schiff, he's intelligence. The Chinese are involved, folks. We've said that. Listen to the video. The Chinese are rotting America within. And Adam Schiff is not doing anything. And he wears that intelligence title. But he likes to impeach. But he needs to jump on HMI, China. And then we have James Coomer, who just got minority oversight and reform. James needs to talk to Caroline and clean house in his own state of Kentucky. You got the fox guarding the hen house, some might say. Some might say, James, respond. Do your job. And then we're just trying to expose the abuse of power. And then with the entertainment or the media, Epic Times. Okay. Epic Times, Keith Taylor went there, met Miss Carroll, took pictures, pointed out the resign, the demote chart that they have, but they're a conservative newspaper, so they won't report on Mitch and James. We called them out like liars and thieves and just children. So that Chinese newspaper, you know, DC, New York, we calling you out. Get it together. Do the right thing. And then we have the marijuana movement, also High Times. We've been asking them to step up. Wisconsin, Canna, and Hemp. Natasha, respond. We need you. You're a good writer. And then last, Kentucky Center for Investigative Reporting. Ralph. Ralph told us he won't get involved because of the charge. We don't work with criminals. You got to get that charge put away. That's why I leaded off this talk with the charge. Because media, lawyers, civil lawyers won't touch Keith Taylor because of the charge. But the charge got dropped in 2 days. So come on now. And then the think tanks. We have approached Stanford University, where Keith was an economics graduate. They can't help him. We wanted to call for papers of the illegal cannabis and hemp cover-ups. The Brookings Institute, Pew Research, RAND, Cato, and APCO. All 6 or all 5 of these think tanks. What are you doing with the money? We bring you the most important research paper in history, and that is why cannabis is not legalized. It's because of the elected officials profiting. Do the work. So there you go. That's where we are on letting people know the on notice. And I hope we can swarm them. We can poke at them. We can do whatever. But we won't rest until indictments. Any questions?
If any of you guys are out there and you think this shit is crap and you want to do something to help, you can get down in our links below and try and just reach out to us. We have a Discord, Facebook server. We have lots of social media. Just DM us or drop us a line at us. We will definitely check it. We're pretty good about that stuff. Hell, we've got a Facebook page. Some of you guys are watching on there right now. We've got we've got all sorts of stuff. You'll find us. We will talk to you, and we'll get you involved in some of these forms that we want to help do. We'll get you information on people you can contact to try and help. We'll get you hooked up. We could always use the help for some more good work in the good fight. So definitely don't be shy. Like, we will talk to you. Don't feel like, oh, I don't know how to do this. We'll teach you. And looks like Paxton has come to join us now. Glad that you're back. Glad you're here, dude. Um, questions. Let's see. I was going to ask about, like, I wanted to bring this part up because it really bugged the hell out of me, and it was something that happened in between. Like, at one point, did they get him an FBI agent to actually do an investigation, and then suddenly it was dropped, and the guy was sent to another country?
That's Special Agent T.J. Hannah. It's the games that the Bureau plays, and don't get me started in calling into the Bureau. America, they don't work for us. They do what they do. So they literally said Hannah went to Thailand, but then Hannah's back. We emailed him and he was out on a
Oh,
Friday
they're
and back
back.
on a Monday.
I didn't
Oh
know
yeah,
they were back already.
yes,
Oh my god. And they're still
it was
not doing their job, though? Like,
exactly. No charge, no open investigation. That is the problem with Hannah, Miller, Brown, and that is all the Kentucky. So that's why we need to bring in Tennessee, Oklahoma, in Leaf, the head guy to bust bad FBI agents. No worky, don't do your job, internal affairs. But Leaf says, professional courtesy. How do you know they're not doing an investigation? No indictments. And in SUVs and helicopters are buzzing around Keith Taylor's house. And he's been on the lam several times. And so forth. So until that nonsense stops, and the bad guys get picked up, not the whistleblower. Where is
right,
the whistleblower federal protection? Cowards. That's your government. Just cowards. And it's the people that have power, the elected officials, do not want this story broken. It is being broken. And thank you, Mad LiberTEA Party, for your freedom in the stones to get this story out over and over again.
Well, and thanks to all the people who have been watching and helping us out, because they're the real stars helping us, like, share this stuff and helping us get it out there so that people can see it. Obviously, I'm going to ask you guys to share this too, because we've got to get this out. Like, the media, the mainstream media won't touch it, and they think that they can just push this by without any investigations, and people will never know. We have to let them know that we saw it. We have to do something to let them know that it can't just be over. It can't just be overturned and nobody will notice. I hate to be the black pill doomer of the group, but I'm kind of like, I don't know what good that's gonna do at this point, because they don't seem to fucking care either goddamn way anymore.
Pressure, numbers, bodies. We just need to keep on ground and pound. This is a fight for legal cannabis. Let's call it what it is. This is a fight for cannabis. They think broke stoners can't do anything. So this is a challenge. We're calling them out and we're rising up. We are building a protest investigative journalist army. And we are the new media, because old media is liars. They have failed us. And that's what we need to do.
Yeah. Do you have any questions, Paxton? I don't know.
I'm just enjoying what y'all have to say. Fuck the media. It's good. Speaking of which, go to fucking BitChute. Like, everybody that's on Facebook and YouTube, you need to use BitChute. Oh, but Paxton, the buttons are what. Get used to it. There's going to be a lot of changes coming up. There's a lot of people that don't want people like us talking about these type of things, and they're going to start coming after people. But Paxton, that's scary. Get scared and go to a place that you can be safe, like BitChute, like Brave, like Ecosia, like Element. All of these places are places where you can talk safely and freely. Speaking of which, our Brave link is below. If you want to help out the channel without even having to spend money, We get money if you go through the link, and that helps the cause. All the money that we get from that goes directly back into the show. So help support new media, help support the truth, help support the fight against tyranny and authoritarianism. Go to our link or buy a shirt from our website.
Yes, I made a brand new "Fuck the Police" t-shirts, tank tops. You should go check them out. Aside from that, like, holy shit, was there
Ready
anything
to
else? Yeah. That stuff, the stuff with the Keith just drives me nuts. I can't believe that we've been talking about this for almost like, how long has it been now? It's not been a year, has it?
33 weeks. 33 weeks is when I brought this to your table.
Ooh,
33 weeks.
time flies.
Dock it
when
and
you're
clock it.
deeply frustrated, I suppose.
But we got to leave, and we'll see if the top dog. Google that, we'll show you the link. And Operator 20 says he doesn't work at the FBI headquarters. 7 times we got shut out. But we didn't give up, folks. You don't give up. Try
No, you have to
again.
keep doing it. Well, I mean, Mike Cernovich, how long did it take for him to? How long was he pushing before the Epstein shit flipped over? Like, that was a long time, and it was a lot of frustration and stuff. I mean, we're just gonna have to keep pushing with this too.
Yes.
It'll be a lot more helpful if you guys get on that train and help us push.